They come in different shapes and sizes,
They're just not heavy enough.
and every vendor needs one.
It's all about presentation, so we try to get the legs at the same height.
A good fit and proper weight are a must if you want to join the farmer market life.
And the weight I use is sand and rocks in the bag.
The whole setup is probably 30 to 45 minutes.
But finding the right one without breaking the bank is the tricky part.
But we just use kettlebells to hold them down.
After a day of sunburn and wind blowing your tent around, you will realize you will pay anything to get the best one.
So this is only our second time setting up the canopy, and it's been pretty simple. It's all about presentation, so we try to get the legs at the same height, so from a long distance it looks normal. But it's been really simple. It's been really easy. So
How long does it usually take you to set it up?
we've been at it probably 10 minutes, probably something like that. But the whole setup is probably 30 to 45 minutes by the time we get our sign set up and our tables and our tablecloths and all the decorations. So
And do you use weight, and what kind of weight do you use?
we use buckets. Did you say weights?
Yeah, do you just put water in them?
Yeah, we usually just water. We filled it about halfway. We found that's about 25 pounds. So 4 buckets, 1 on each corner, and that works really well.
And you fill it with water at home?
I do, yeah, before we leave. So last night I filled the buckets up halfway, put them in the trailer, and that's less I got to do in the mornings.
Have you ever well, this is your second market, so you never go to a market and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have water in this bucket.
That would be really bad. So that's on my checklist. I have a checklist every night. I have certain things that I check every single night. Make sure the freezer's plugged in, make sure we have bags, make sure we have our business cards, flyers, and the water. I have a checklist. So I hope I don't ever. So
And what is your business again?
so we are Uinta Wagyu. We are a small family-owned farm out of the Vernal area. I guarantee that our Wagyu is the cheapest Wagyu in the whole state of Utah. Wagyu, there's no need for it to be as expensive as it is. So we're very proud that our prices are as low as they are there. It's comparable to store-bought beef, and it's 10 times better for you, and it tastes a whole lot better.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So setting up our tents are pretty easy. This is an easy up. It's pretty easy to pop up. 1 person, 2 person. It's pretty simple. Just got to make sure that you don't bend the legs. But we just use kettlebells to hold them down, anywhere between 30 to 40 pound weights, sometimes more depending on our location. But they're pretty easy to set up. Not bad.
I know some people use water or sand. Have you ever used those ones as weight?
I have not. I've used sand in the past, actually. And the reason I didn't like the sand was that sometimes the bags tend to leak, and I get sand all over the back of my vehicle. But the kettlebells are easy. They're just easier to carry. Sometimes with the water, if you make a sharp turn, maybe the bucket will fall over in the car, and I don't want to risk that. So I like the kettlebells. A lot easier.
And do you put any wall around your tent to block the sun or no?
I do not use any walls. And the reason I do that is that I want to be able to see people coming towards me. And I don't like to be sheltered in. And sometimes on gusty days, I believe in the past when I had my walls, it acted like a big umbrella, and sometimes I lost my tent. But I like to keep my walls open.
It takes me about 40 minutes to set up altogether. And the weight I use is sand and rocks in the bag.
And you just said put those sand at home and then you carry them when you come here?
So I put them in at home and I weighed them to make sure that they were heavy enough to get my tent down because of the wind. But yeah, I put them in my wagon and bring them over.
And I see that you have a wall behind you. How does that help? It block the sun, but sometimes the wind blow it, it's difficult to keep it up, right?
Yeah, I'll take it down if the wind blows it too hard. But most of the time, the wind's not too bad.
Okay. And what would you say is the most annoying thing of setting up is?
Wet grass. I don't like crawling on it because I have to get the tent up all the way.
Western medicine, you are not the best. There are other options out there. While I was walking, talking to vendor about the tents and weight, I came across this vendor that sell nothing but some amazing good home remedies. And she have a story to tell.
What's that?
I say all natural tea.
Yes, all organic, all herbal.
All herbal. Do you make this stuff?
Yeah, I do. I blend all of them myself. And yeah, I've been an herbalist for about 6 years. So I play around with different herbs and I make all of those blends myself. And then I also extract them into these extracts and honeys and skincare.
How did you learn this stuff?
So I came down with an autoimmune disease when I was 22, and it completely took my hearing and left me deaf. And doctors could only give me steroids, and of course they gave me cochlear implants in the end. But it led me down the path of natural healing. And so I also had vertigo and tinnitus, and that all is in remission with herbs. So I started studying plants and how they can heal the body from the inside out, and that led me into herbalism.
But how did you begin to learn this stuff? Did you watch something on YouTube or Facebook or
So there's a site called herbalacademy.com where I studied. And then there's also some schools called Natural School of Healing in Utah. And so I did both of those, and there's multiple courses out there. I really recommend a course online if you want to start. And so start with a beginner introductory course and then go from there. And it's really cool that I never know it all. Like, I'm never going to know it all. And it's always a learning process, which I
guess
like.
Western medicine is not the best.
It's definitely there for a purpose. It's life-saving, which is amazing. These aren't life-saving. So if you like chop an arm off, you got to go to a hospital, right? And if you have a stroke, you got to go to a hospital. But if you want to heal holistically with the root cause, herbs are the best bet for that.
I guess the question for you is why is there a stigma with that? Why doesn't more people do it?
I could get into the original stigma of that, which is that our schools, we used to be holistic and they changed under the Rockefellers to be just a one system thing and push drugs for money. And drugs.
Yeah, you know, capitalism.
Say again?
Capitalism, that's what they do. They want money.
Yeah.
Continue,
Got
sorry.
it right there. You nailed it on the head. Yeah, I don't demonize it. I definitely know that there's a time and a place for Western medicine, and it's so useful. But like, take it for example, my diabetes blend. I recommend if someone's really deep into diabetes, they should be taking a drug that helps with that. So then you cannot take that diabetes blend. But if you just catch it early enough, you can control your blood sugar with these herbs. So that's kind of an example.
And I'm assuming you have friends or you know people that do the same thing as you do. Do you feel like the perspective and the stigma is going away, or you feel like it's becoming stronger?
I think people are turning to natural medicine more now, which is really cool. I think since COVID, it kind of opened our eyes a little bit more to natural medicine and to prevent these things in the first place. So it's cool that it's growing. I love that. So it's really growing as an industry for sure.
And when it comes to natural medicine, I know that in Utah there's a lot of oil, essential oil, MLM. I don't know. They don't like that name, but I don't know what else to call them.
Yeah.
doTERRA people. This is different from those guys, right?
Yeah. So essential oils are the aromatic properties. So some of my things have essential oils, like my magnesium spray for topical. And I have perfume oils that have essential oils. They're like the smelly parts of the plant. And so every plant has volatile oils that are the aromatics that you can smell. And you also get those in tea if you cover the tea and you keep it steeped and covered. Then you open it up and you can smell those essential oils coming out, and those are really healing for the body. But when you take a whole herb, you get all of the constituents with it instead of just the essential oils.
Okay. And I guess we live in the United States, supposed to be one of the richest country. But it seems like we have a lot of chronic illness compared to less developing country. Why do you think that is? Is it?
There's a lot of things that go into it. A toxic burden in our bodies with all the toxins that we're overloaded with every day. And then the diets that we consume. We have ample amounts of processed food available to us. So if we go back to our roots of just like natural foods, using only natural skincare on our bodies, there's a lot that plays into that. but chronic illness comes with all of those coming together. So if you have a bad diet, if you have a toxic burden that is really burdening your body, your system can't work the way that it should. So then over time, it can develop into a chronic illness.
I see. Do you study the Native American stuff? Because I feel like, based on what I have learned, when, the original way of life, they are nomad, they travel, they exercise, they eat what they kill. That was maybe the way the human body was supposed to be. But as we become industrialized, we have air conditioning, we have Netflix now, we just sit and eat chips. And all of those traditional way that the human body was supposed to be.
You nailed it. Yeah. And then we also have higher stress because we're trying to work all the time to make that money, and which is an awesome thing to work and use your body for that. But when we replace our natural lifestyle with just work, then it becomes stress, and that can affect our system as well. So.
Do you feel like it is the stigma is more of a fight? It's not whether the thing work or not, more is a misinformation. People just don't understand. If they really understand, if they understand it, they will be like, oh, it does work. But
I think we're getting there. I think that with the rise of the system, the education system that we have that is only training doctors in this way, it's definitely left us needing a better education of holistic health. But I think we're getting there with other alternatives. So just keep in mind that there's other information out there rather than just the, go to college, get this degree. There's other alternative educations out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take all of your time. I think you nailed it with that. Because if you go to a medicine man, or I grew up in Haiti. I never went to the doctor unless the American come once a year, I know. And I didn't went to the dentist and I had no cavity. But as soon as I start coming here, they say, oh, you have a cavity everywhere. You need to do this thing. But I think sometimes maybe going back to the roots of Adam and Eve is more powerful than those fancy stuff we have here.
Yes. We've lost kind of that intrinsic knowledge that there's something up with our bodies and we can heal that using our lifestyle, right? We feel like there's something up with our bodies. Let's go to the doctor and figure it out, which is fine when there's something serious, and to run labs and tests and all of that. But with smartwatches, Apple Watches, it tells you all of these things about your body. So then we kind of also lost that feeling of knowing we didn't really sleep well instead of being like, oh, I didn't sleep well, So.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking to me. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thank you. I appreciate
your
it.
story is fascinating.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more, you can go to plantedherbals.com is my shop, and then plantedwithkatie.com is my blog where I share a lot of free recipes and everything.
Do you have an Etsy shop as well?
A what?
Etsy shop?
I don't. I'm just at plantedherbals.com. It's a Shopify shop.
Oh, Shopify.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.